Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely, let's do it.
All right, so today we're tackling this idea of health span. Not just living longer, but living well longer.
Right, because who wants to just add years? It's about adding life to those years.
Exactly. And we've got this text here, which is basically like a guidebook to maximizing your health span. And it is packed with stuff you can actually use,
Mm.
like starting today, which I love.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Practical tips, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And it starts off talking about, well, exercise.
Makes sense.
Right. But it goes way beyond just like exercise is good for you. It gets into how exercise, especially the cardio stuff, actually impacts how long we stay healthy at like cellular level.
Okay, so like what's the science behind it?
So get this. They were talking about how just 30 minutes of, say, brisk walking a day could cut your risk of heart disease by almost a third. They even cited some Harvard study. I mean, I knew exercise was good and all, but dang.
It's true, those little changes really add up. What's fascinating to me is that, aerobic exercise, it's not just about getting sweaty or fitting into those jeans. It's really about, like you said, impacting how our bodies age on a deeper level, right? It reduces the risk of all these chronic diseases,
Yeah.
heart disease, stroke, diabetes, even some cancers.
Like investing in your future health, right?
Exactly, exactly.
And this text, it even breaks it down into manageable bits, like aiming for 150 minutes a week.
Okay, that feels doable.
Right. Not so overwhelming when you put it like that. But we've talked about cardio. What about strengths? To keep us going,
Oh, absolutely. We've got to be able to lift those grocery bags. Yeah.
and chase after the grandkids. This text, it goes into resistance training, which I think a lot of people maybe like shy away from.
Yeah, it can seem intimidating for sure.
But it's so key for fighting back against, well, getting older. Like, will I be able to get off the floor if I fall when I'm 80? That kind of thing.
It's about independence, right? Staying strong so you can keep doing the things you love on your own terms. Travel, play with the grandkids, live life to the fullest.
Come to think of it, it has gotten harder to get up off the floor lately. I might need to work on those squats.
Right. It's the little things. But we can't forget about the other side of this whole health span equation.
Food.
Yeah, exactly. Nutrition.
And I know everyone's always saying eat your vegetables, but this text, it takes it a step further. It's like how food fuels everything else.
Yeah. It's true. Your workouts, your recovery, your brain power, it all starts with what you're putting in your body. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't use weak materials and expect it to last, right? Nutrition is the foundation for everything else.
That's a great analogy. And it keeps coming back to this balanced diet thing, right? Like lots of whole foods.
Yes. And, one thing this text really dives into is protein, which I think a lot of people have questions about.
Oh yeah, protein is huge these days.
Right. Everyone thinks more is always better, but the truth is it's a bit more nuanced than that. This source does a great job of explaining that for most of us, just eating a regular balanced diet actually gets us all the protein we need.
So no need to be chugging those protein shakes all day long.
For most people, probably not. The source even talks about how much protein you actually need, based on your activity level, and it emphasizes getting it from real food sources. Lean meats, fish, beans, lentils, all that good stuff.
Right.
Supplements have their place, of course, maybe for athletes or older people who aren't eating as much.
Right.
But generally, just focus on that balanced diet.
So what I'm hearing is it's really all connected, right? Exercise, food.
Absolutely. It's all part of the same picture. And that's why finding what works for you is so important. We're all different, and this text really emphasizes that.
That's so important. This whole deep dive, it's about you taking control of your own health span. It's not about making these massive, crazy changes overnight. Small steps.
Exactly. It's those little consistent changes that add up over time. So true. So as we wrap things up here, I'm curious. What's one tiny change you could make today to start investing in your health span? Something small but powerful. Think about it. And that's it for today's deep dive, everyone. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.